Welcome and join us on our journey as we interview everyday people and ask them that very question of who am I?
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I? My name is Terry Kubonabi, but infamously I am known as Tybee. I am 26 and I hail from the beautiful island of Crooked Island, but I currently live in Nassau, the Bahamas, well, New Providence. What don't I do, I should say? I am an educator foremost, but I am an artist, and anything art I have done or I'm learning to do. I am a spoken word artist, I am a writer, I am a director, I'm a curator, I am a painter, I sing, I act, so everything artist wise I am doing, and I love it very dearly. The balance also comes with passion. I understand that the dream that I carry, number one, is not my own, but also something that I share with multiple people who find it to be an inspiration, who find it to be something that they are drawn to because, quote unquote, they don't have the confidence to do it as yet. So I know I get a lot of comments and interactions in public from people who just appreciate what I'm doing and bring to the forefront. So that is more so what brings the balance into my life, and also the balance that just comes with knowing that I have big dreams for myself, big aspirations, and I know that if I don't keep pushing, putting myself forward, I would not be able to accomplish those things. And knowing that all of my hard work and dedication is paying off every day that I'm living, and I'm seeing it for myself. Well, I started this journey back in 2023 when I did my first play with the Dundas Center for Performing Arts. And I had a small singing role, and that entire year I did about 10 plays, and that kind of lit my passion and my drive for the creative arts. And before that I had some few moments on Crooked Island where I did the Eclama Bethel National Arts Festival, and I sang for my youth choir and for church, and all these small moments built up to what I am doing today. And in 2024 I took it more so seriously and went on this whole poetry musical tour entitled Wally World, and it's just been a whirlwind of experiences, meeting new people, new shows, new venues, and I couldn't be more thankful and more grateful. My biggest accomplishment, and it could be cliche, but just believing that I could do what I put my mind to do, and that being my journey that I am on now, and taking up the space that I know I deserve to take up within the art community. I have done more than enough now, and I think my biggest accomplishment was getting out of my head and getting out there to put on the poetry musical showcase that I'm currently doing, and landing venues that I thought was out of reach, but I am doing it, and that is my biggest accomplishment to date. My biggest regret would be not starting sooner, but I understand that God's timing is always right, and I feel like everything built up to where I currently am now. So yeah, my biggest regret would have been not starting sooner, and I'm also not putting myself out there to be much bigger and greater than I am now. The best advice I could give is to understand that the only limit out there is the limit that you put on yourself. And the world has so much space for all of us to take up, and it has room for all of us to accomplish our goals. We're in competition with no one but ourselves, and it's important to understand that you have to take risks, you have to try. People are going to call you cringe, people are going to call you everything under the book, but it's important to know that all of it goes towards a common goal and pushing yourself forward, pushing yourself to believe in yourself, and just being the best that you could be. An unpopular opinion that I have is that, okay, there's something that you can't be a jack of all trades. People want you to more so stick to one thing and not they don't believe that you could be good at everything and accomplish or do more than one thing. And that is something that I wish more people understand, that you could coexist in many spaces and be the best in many spaces. You don't have to just stick to being a lawyer. You could be a lawyer and you could also be a musician. You don't have to stick to being a teacher. You could be a teacher and you could do journalism. You could go out and do other things that you actually have passions for as well too. So you don't have to stick in one lane. You could do multiple things at once, because it's, as long as you're willing to learn, evolve, and do it, the space is yours. My code switching is something that I find so funny when it comes to Bahamians, because we, in typical spaces, you will find them just code switching on the spot, and you know what certain Bahamian slang words mean, like what you're saying, or boy, or gurn, and all these other things as well. So I don't really have a favorite slang, but I just have a great appreciation for the way Bahamians use words, and sometimes even make up words that you wouldn't even understand. Sometimes I take a trip on social media and I see like comment sections and what's not, and I see a Bahamian use the word, and I'm just like, this word is interesting. So Bahamians have a very keen sense of how to manipulate and be creative when they use words and what's not. So I just have a great appreciation for that. Well, from high school, I never wanted to be the same as everyone else. Because even when we went through the whole phase of like name brand, and when Tommy Hilfiger and Nike and stuff hit the island, I never was someone who was just like, oh, my friends have this, so I'm going to buy that as well. I always wanted to get something that was different from the group itself. Not because I wanted to be different, I just didn't want to follow a norm. And I think early on I realized that I was destined for something different that is not the typical. So even now is that I have a greater appreciation for being different and just making sure that I am valuing myself and what my younger self wanted to do. So that is stressing how I feel, understanding everything that happens, and knowing that I have my own vibe. People are gonna love my vibe. They're gonna love what I bring to the table. And I think that what makes me stand out more so in the crowd amongst a sea of individuals who might be doing the same thing as me. It's whatever it is, from fashion to art to content creation to the shows that I put on, even to me being a teacher in the classroom. I think it's all comes together to understand that, yeah, I'm different, and the different is good, and people appreciate the individualism that I bring to the table. Well, currently I am hosting my last 3 shows for this year. I had one in May 24th, Backyard Conversations, and I have 2 more coming up, one in August, which is going to be a poetry musical show with Stanisha, a wonderful creative soprano singer who I'm joining forces with to create an evening of just song and poetry. And then in December, I'm putting on my 2nd installment of my play entitled The Last Letter at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts, and that will be hosted on the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. We're going to have 3 nights of showings. So if you can catch the 18th, you could catch the 19th. If you can't catch the 19th, catch the 20th. And you can find out all this information on my social media at What Is Ty B Doing, and also at whileyouareout.productions. All information is there. Hopefully you are drawn to what I'm doing. Join the vibe, join the love for life and the love for just being our authentic self.
If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and join us on our journey as we create more content on our way to getting our first play button.